guys, Jamie here, keeping it koi. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. So today is just season's greetings. Merry Christmas to one and all. To anyone that watches the channel that doesn't celebrate Christmas, season's greetings. Yeah, just a bit of a waffle today, and some thank yous. I mean, I started this channel back in September 2021, so it's just over a year old now. It's grown way faster than I could have ever imagined, and that is thanks to you guys, my fellow subscribers and supporters, but also down to some fellow YouTubers who helped me out along the way. So yeah, just want to say a couple of thank yous. The first one is to Vince at Twisted Koi. He was one of the first ever people to give me a shout out on the channel. That got me a few subs in, so cheers Vince. It was well over a year ago since that shout out. So yeah, thank you very much, buddy. I think the biggest shout out I ever got was from Derby Koi, Andy. He gave me a shout out when I was 900 and something or other subs, just before the Coventry show, the national. And he approached me at the Coventry show, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Congratulations." I was like, "For what? What, Andy?" He said, "For the 1,000 subs." I said, "No, I checked this morning before I got in the car." I said, "I'm still on 980 odd something." He went, "No, check again." So I did, and yeah, bless his heart. So yeah, again, massive thanks, Andy. Some other people that have shouted out the channel along the way: Martin's Koi Pond and Garden, Dave at Eden Koi, and many others. So massive thank you to everyone that's helped the channel out in that way. Secondly, I want to thank everybody that helped me with the build. Now, not all of these are YouTubers or even subscribers, but I just want a massive thank you. I couldn't have obviously done it without them. So first off is my good buddy Daz, Skeggy Pond. He supplied me with a few bits, koi food, the UV, and a few other bits and bobs along the way. So massive thank you to Daz over at Skeggy Pond. Jack the Reefer, he supplied me with a couple of bits and bobs, some medicines and other bits along the way, and my fry. All my fry this year came from him, from Yoshiki Koi, and my last year's fry, some of which are still in the pond, came from Daz's Koi farm. So shout out to Daz as well, they're still growing well, mate. Kirky's Koi for supplying the liner, JS Koi for the Bakki shower, Dave at Coastal Koi for the ball valves, the bottom drain, and a few other bits and bobs. And the biggest thank you is to Mark at Japan Koi Imports. Without his knowledge, advice and everything else that came from him, pretty much all the pipe work, well, all of the pipe work did come from him, including all the T's, 90s, the drum itself came from him, and the guy is so knowledgeable. It's ridiculous. The guy's forgotten more than most of us know when it comes to building ponds. So yeah, if you're thinking about building a pond and you live in sort of this area, go and see Mark at Japan Koi Imports. Tell him what you're planning, and he'll be able to help you out. Who else? Everybody. All my subscribers. I mean, without you guys, this channel wouldn't exist. I mean, there's been some fantastic subscribers, the people that comment on nearly every single one of my videos. Not every single video, but nearly every single video. So just a couple of big shout outs to Paul Smith. Thumbs up, always gives me a thumbs up on the video. Doesn't say a lot, but he shows he's watching. Marcia comments on hundreds of my videos, so again, Marcia, thank you ever so much. Carol, another YouTuber, she's always commenting on my videos, so Merry Christmas, Carol. Christmas Carol, no pun intended. I hope you have a good one, and the same to absolutely each and every one of you. I've really enjoyed this journey this year. For most, yes, we've had our ups and we've had our downs, but we are getting there. The fish are all mooching. The pond has just dropped below 2 degrees today. Out here at the minute it is actually plus 2 degrees, looking at the thermometer, but the pond itself is at 1.9 or 1.8, 1.9. So they're not best happy. They are still mooching about, most of them. So let's spin you around and we'll show you how they're getting on. So yeah, as you can see, there's not many on the bottom at this moment in time. You've got them four down there, and not that you'll probably see it, but the shower is on the floor down there as well. The rest are all mooching about. They're obviously not overly happy. It's 1.8, 1.9 degrees in there, but what can you do? The pond hasn't moved any which way at all. I've even still got the shower running, which is probably why it is so cold. But yeah, it's a blooming cold one. And just to show you that, we're at 2 degrees today on there. And let's go for a walk. Nala says Merry Christmas. Nala, what are you smelling? What are you smelling? Meow. She's still never seen the snow. We've not had any snow yet in Peterborough. We've got a very frosty grass though. How are these guys doing? My net's frozen. Oh, it's a cold old day. Oh, that zip is... No, I ain't undoing that. That's frozen solid. We'll just have to peek through this little hole. But yeah, as you can see, they're all doing absolutely fine in there as well. Again, not happy, but it'd be good to be able to get some of them out come the spring. Let them have a good stretch of their legs and swim around the pond. Yeah, you can see on the... I'll go back this side. You can see on that bit of rope there, look. It's gold. But none of the ponds are freezing over at the minute, which is good news. Frosty old roof. Oh, even that's frozen. There we go. That's actually showing 0 degrees now. Well, it was 1.8 this morning, so I don't know whether the thermometer's too cold to work. But that is certainly cold. So okay, the pond is now officially below 1 degrees. Oh, it is the coldest day we've had so far, even though it's up to 2 degrees now. This morning when I woke up it was -6. These guys though, I have thrown in my aquarium heater, not the proper pond heater, because I couldn't afford that. And that for an icicle. That is actually leaking because of this waste valve needs replacing and is dripping. So I don't know if you can quite see it there, but there you go. That waste valve's leaking, so I need a new waste valve on that. But hey ho, it's but as you can see, this pond is still up at 4 degrees because of the aquarium heater. It's a 500 watt aquarium heater. Just because this pond is so small and with the filters and pipework all exposed, I didn't want the water freezing. Ooh, frosty, didn't want the water freezing. But they're still a bit bubbly in here because it was only 3 weeks ago they were still being fed, maybe 4 at a push. But yeah, we have had a couple of losses because of the cold. As you can see, there's one there that's not overly happy with the cold weather, but the majority doing absolutely fine. I think we've lost 4 or 5 because of this cold weather. But to be honest, with fry that small, you kind of expect it really. All the bonsais are doing great. I found out, for those of you that have been following me for a very, very long time, I found out what was eating my strawberries, and it was a very unusual looking caterpillar. And the reason why I couldn't find it, it is literally exactly the same colour as the strawberry leaves. But I found one in here because you can see some of these leaves. Let me spin you around. Yeah, some of these leaves, look, were still getting eaten. There's half a leaf there. But yeah, found one in there. I spent hours looking through them. And check these ones out. Look at these leaves. Just nothing left of them. Found a couple of really big caterpillars in here. Just leaves everywhere, just being munched. So I'll certainly be building something next year to try and keep the butterflies and caterpillars off. I just don't get why the caterpillars are still caterpillars. I mean, surely they would have turned into butterflies during the summer and buggered off. But absolutely destroyed my strawberries towards the end of this year. So, and even the frost hasn't stopped them, because they were still munching a good one. I mean, you can tell these leaves have only just been eaten. Look. But hey ho. But what I was saying is, in regards to the bonsais, I've managed to propagate and grow. I've got 6, 12, 18, 24 in there, plus another 4, 8, 12, 13 in there of black pines. So yeah, we're getting some black pine bonsais next year. Obviously my favourite bonsai I've got is my white pine, which is down on my Japanese garden, which is all frozen over. Yeah, this one's a white pine, and that one's all, the pond itself is, as you can see, completely frozen over. Don't know if Mr. Froggy is still in there somewhere, but yeah, probably not. He's probably somewhere hibernating. But yeah, I've got loads of oak trees, loads of everything to sort out next year. So there'll be some more bonsai stuff for coming, and there's some big news on that front. Speaking of big news, you may have seen that I've got a new intro. So I'm a bit shaky because of how cold it is, so let me set you back down a second. So yeah, as I was saying, new channel intro. So for those of you that have moaned at me for God knows how long for having such a long channel intro, it's now about 13-14 seconds, and it's probably not my final one, but it was just something I managed to whip up the other day. So yeah, so that's new, and for those of you that haven't noticed, below this video there is now a shop, a merch shop. So I've had a few people over the last few months ask me about mugs. I've never ordered any mugs as yet, and I still haven't ordered any mugs, but I now have a merch shop, and it's below there. And I've ordered some samples, which, looking at the delivery dates, won't get here till way after Christmas now. So yeah, when they get here I'll be able to show you them. Job's a good one on that one, as Andy would say. So yeah, some big plans for next year. Obviously I've got the new pond to build when it warms up a bit. Speaking of warming up, I am absolutely freezing. So but yeah, new pond to build, this pond to finish off, get the jump guard sorted, get the electric sorted, and then we'll get to when the temperature starts warming up again, we'll get to have another look through the fry and see what's made it through the winter, and start moving some on. So yeah, on that note, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic Christmas and a fantastic New Year as well. We're going to certainly try here at Keeping It Koi. So yeah, on that note, we will catch you all next year. Have a good one, guys.